A very warm welcome to all our respected guests, participants, students, teachers, and viewers joining us through Zoom and YouTube Live. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the 202nd episode of Cre'active Weekend Talk series, an initiative of Cre'active Gauri Bidnur that promotes learning behind textbooks and encourages meaningful discussions on contemporary issues. A very great journey begins with a question. Today's question is on that concern every individual on this planet can develop an environmental protection move forward together, or are they designed to remain in conflict? At Cre'active, we believe that learning should extend behind classrooms and examinations. Through our Weekend Talk series, we strive to bring experts and learners together to discuss ideas that inspire critical thinking and informed action. Today's topic: development and environment, conflict or coexistence. It's highly relevant in today's rapidly changing world. As societies develop and economies grow, environmental sustainability has become one of the humanity's greatest challenge. Understanding how to balance these two aspects is essential for creating a better future. To formally introduce our esteemed resource person, I now invite Mr. Ganesh Kumar, Cre'active Volunteer, to present the guest introduction. Over to Ganesh Kumar.
Good evening to everyone. Myself Ganesh Kumar. I am Cre'active Volunteer. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Keshav Murthy MV Sir, Assistant Professor of Geology at Government First Grade Navbag, Vijaypura. Mr. Keshav Murthy Sir completed his BSc from Kuvempu University, where he secured 6th rank, and later completed his MSc in Zoology from the University of Mysore with the first rank and 3 gold medals. He also qualified SLATE in 2014 and completed an international online course from the London School of Hygiene and Public Health on controlling Aedes mosquitoes. Sorry. He has been serving an assistant professor since August 2017 and has several years of teaching and research experience in the field of zoology. His research interests include biodiversity, odonet diversity, conservation biology, and ecological studies. Mr. Keshav Murthy sir has actively participated in national and international conferences, workshops, and seminars, and has presented research papers at reputed academic events. He has also published several research articles in recognized journals related to biodiversity and environmental science. In addition to academics, he has worked as a resource person in various colleges and institutions and has contributed greatly to science education and student development. His achievements include multiple gold medals, academic awards, and appreciation honor for excellence in zoology. We are honored to have such a dedicated academician and researcher among us today. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Keshav Murthy MV sir, and thank you sir. Over to you sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ganesh, for that introduction. We are indeed honored to have such an experienced academician and environmental educator with us this evening. Dear participants, you can follow us through Instagram and we provide a link in the chat box to join our WhatsApp groups. I request all the participants to actively listen to the session and make a note of your questions. A question and answer session will be conducted at the end of the talk, providing an opportunity for interaction with our speaker. Now, without further delay, it's my honor to it's my honor and pleasure to invite our resource person for the day, Professor Keshavamurthy MV, to address the gathering on the topic development and environment, conflict or coexistence. Sir, the virtual stage is all yours. We are eagerly looking forward to your valuable insights. Over to Mr. Keshavamurthy, sir.
Okay, I can start now, right?
Yes, sir, you can start now.
Okay. Thank you, Ganesh, for introducing me to the audience, as well as Supriya Madam and Madhuri for inviting me to this session. Uh, okay, so this is a blend of Kannada and English. Is it okay, or should I follow only English or Kannada? Is there any restriction for that?
No, sir, you can continue. Blend. We
Okay,
can use blended language.
okay. So good evening, all. So this, uh, you know, environment protection has become a very interesting, rather important topic these days because for many people it has become an issue that cannot be solved. Okay, so protection of environment or protection of our natural resources, protection of the things that are present around us. So the problem with whatever the issue we are talking about is the protection of environment. Is it needed today? So we shall start our discussion rather than my lecture. You can stop me anywhere. You can you pose questions immediately if you have any doubts in between, or at the end also. That's not a problem for me. Okay. So let me start with some of the questions. That these are the four questions that I always ask my audience anywhere I go. Is environment protection needed, or is this deterioration or exploitation of environment is new? In that sense, if it is new or not new, then do we need to really care about it? Like, for an example, environment depletion or deterioration of the environment. It is happening everywhere in the world, everywhere on earth. So do we really need to care about it is the question. And ultimately, at the end, see, all that discussions about environment and its protection, blah blah blah, whatever it is, are we capable of doing that? Because we are nobody in front of environment can remove everything within a minute or so. In this context, are we capable of protecting environment? So often we hear so many news and talks about we are striving hard to protect nature, we are dedicating our lives to protect nature, etc., etc. But are we capable of doing that? We are also an animal, just like other animals on earth. It's not, nothing special about human beings, as I believe. So, only thing that we are capable of doing is we can do something extra than other animals. That's it. So, but all these are, nothing in front of nature. So, are we capable of doing that? Now, with these questions, you may find the answers at the end for these questions, or let us try to figure out the possible answers for this question. Now, let us look into this issue that this is a history or a photograph that shows you the history of Earth. Okay, Earth is about 450 crore years old. Okay, life on Earth began long ago. So we are nothing in nature. We came very late on Earth. You see, the last point here, Quaternary period, is the period where human evolved on Earth. So environment was there before us, and it is there still now, and it is indeed going to survive forever. So it is not that it is being protected or it is being created by human beings. So nature or environment is something that was already there. So we are not the one who created it, or we are not the one who are destroying it also, for that matter. Okay. And the second thing, we are quite worried about is the extinction of the living organisms on Earth, right? So, so much talk about environment conservation. The moment we talk about conservation or deterioration of environment, we say, oh, it is because of the animals, tiger, for an example, they are going to become extinct, or any other animal, king cobra, or any plant, or something like that. It's going to extinct. It's going to be vanishing from us. So that's the problem we are facing. In- Is the notion that is being propagated everywhere. But is it really true? Because the extinction is not new on Earth. Dinosaurs were there. Were kind of animals which ruled the entire Earth for around 250 million years. So Jurassic period is also considered as the golden age of reptiles, where the entire Earth was ruled by these creatures, and not even a single animal survived. And from the beginning of the life on Earth, 450 million, billion years ago, since then there are thousands and thousands of animals that originated and they became extinct. So extinction is not new on Earth. Okay, and if extinction is not new, then what is new? Is it the temperature on Earth? We are talking so much about global warming today. Is the you know temperature on Earth, increasing temperature on Earth, is the issue? Not at all. See, again, this is a photograph that shows you the mean temperature, average temperature on Earth's surface since 4,600 crore years ago, long, long ago, since the Precambrian. Look at the temperature. It was never high, never low. It is low, it is high. It has maintained its dynamics all through. So comparatively, now we are having lesser temperature than the temperatures that the Earth experienced long, long ago. So, this is not an issue at all again, because Earth's history, the fluctuations in the temperature was there and is there, and it will be there. There is no issue with that. How about the rainfall? Okay, you look at the distribution of rainfall on Earth on this photograph. All these green colored patches are the places where you get heavy rainfall, and there are places which are damn gray in or light gray in color, where almost there is negligible amount or no rainfall at
Mane,
all. So
ಇದವ
this is
ಹ್ಞೂ ಅಕ್ಕ ಇದ್ದೆ
distributed
ಹಿಂದೆ
all over the world. So that means the temperature and also the rainfall, they are also not distributed all over the world in the same way. There are places where there is extreme drought, extreme heat, and there are places where there is extreme rainfall as well. And there are places where there is moderate rainfall and so on. So it is not that one place is provided with so much of water and other places without water. No such issues. There are places where there is water. There are places where there is not at all water present. So there are places on Earth like this. And beforehand also, again, if you date back to the history of Earth, there were times when there was heavy rainfall. There were times when there was no rainfall at all. So why are we worried about that? All these issues are nothing new. It is happening all over the world, all through these generations, all through the history of Earth. This is happening. But why are we terribly worried about this depletion of environment? So if nothing is new, why are we worried? And if worrying is worth enough, then what are the consequences? Look at this. So if the ecosystem collapses, human beings are the first to suffer. So this is the big reason to worry, because if at all the ecology in a given area collapses, then it is not the other animals or any other plants or any other living creatures that are affected first, but it's the human beings who are the first to suffer. So that's the big reason to worry, because we are quite human centric. We are not at all worried about animals. We are not at all worried about plants. We are not at all worried about any other living creatures on Earth, because we don't care about them. All these debates and discussions about the animal protection, plant protection, conservation is a myth. All this we are doing is to protect ourselves, protect our next generation, make sure that our next generation gets the better earth or better environment or better ambience for their survival. So in that sense, if we are so much self-centered, then we have a dilemma. That means we have some confusion. What is the confusion? Can we live without nature or without environment? Is it the possibility on Earth? Or can we survive without development? See, most of the problems of environment depletion is the direct consequence of development. So the moment you try to develop something, the environment or nature is going to suffer. But the problem is, can we survive without nature, development? So look at this now, depletion and development. So this is a simple graph, which is uh, you know rather indicative. It's not depending upon any kind of data or whatever. Simply a hypothetical graph. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಪ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. Look at the direction it is going. So the more development is happening, our nature is prone to more depletion. So depletion, development, it is happening, and they go hand in hand. You cannot stop development, you cannot also stop depletion. So if you want development, you need depletion. Can we survive without development? No, it is not at all possible today. Of course, even this conversation, what we are doing right now, is consuming so much of energy, so much of environment deterioration is happening because the platform which you are using is the one which uses so much of water to cool their systems. The data centers need so much of water to cool their systems. I mean, the computers or the data centers or whatever. So we are a part of deterioration right now, and we are talking about uh, protection of environment. So this is the irony of the day. So in that sense, can we go back to the Stone Age? Like ಶಿಲಾಯುಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು. 1000 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ, 10,000 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಹೇಗೆ ಬದುಕಿದ್ದ, ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ನೋ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ, ಕಾರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರಸ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿಲಿ ಬದುಕೋದು, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಏಳೋದು, ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಮಲಗೋದು. Is it possible? Can we expect this to happen this age or this time? It is highly impossible. We cannot go back from development. ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯಿಂದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋಗುವ ಮಾತಿಲ್ಲ. Okay, so then the next question arises: who has to do that? ಆಯ್ತು, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸಸ್ಟೈನೇಬಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬದುಕಲು ಬಿಡಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ ನಾವು ಬದುಕಬೇಕು, ಆ ನಂತರ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯು ಉಳಿಬೇಕು. ಈ ತರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ದೇ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಇನ್ 1990s, 2000, beginning of the century and all, this sustainable term was coined to address the issue of environment depletion. But who has to do that? The sustainable development ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? The first problem is the government ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ give lavish approvals for big mega projects like dam construction or atomic energy construction, thermal power plants, atomic power plants, so and so ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್. ಸೊ ಪೇಪರ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಓದ್ತೀವಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. ಸೊ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಇದನ್ನ? ಸೊ imagine if tomorrow there is a shortage of electricity, there will be protests. ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗಲೇ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಇವರು ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು? Imagine ಮಾಡಿ. So to cater the needs of 150 crore people, 150 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಗಾ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್. ಕಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಲು ಬೇಕು, ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು, ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲಾದು ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. At the same time, so we always talk about governments not, encouraging conservation. ಯಾಕೆ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅವರು ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಯು every 5 years or so for a vote, the first thing you ask him is, ನಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ರೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮೂರಿಗೆ ರೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ. ವಿ ನೆವರ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಹಿಮ್ ನಮ್ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮರ ನೆಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಗಿಡ ನೆಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮೂರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ತರಬೇಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ಯಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತರ್ಬೇಕು? ಅವನು ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್. So where there is an avenue for nature destruction, it is not that environment. You cannot. You can do development without destructing environment. That is not at all possible. So you have to do that. So governments cannot do conservation. Then who has to do? Departments, the bureaucracy, IAS officers, IPS officers, or whoever the people who are babus who are running the government, are they are supposed to do, or NGOs like Ajasra, Cre'active, or whoever, are we are supposed to do, or farmers? Okay, we talk so much about farmers these days. The entire country is dependent on farmers, etc., etc. Do we need farmers to come? Who has to do that? Let us see who is the big question, and it is none other than us. So always we point the pointer towards others. But the problem is we have to be a part of conservation. So the moment we sit under an air cooler or air conditioner, the moment we travel in our own car, the moment we use electricity, the moment we use mobile phones, the moment we use different gadgets, different electronic items, we are becoming a part of environment destruction. So, you cannot say that I am not a part. I am living somewhere in the remote village. I don't use mobile phones. I don't use electricity. I don't use the bus. I don't use a car. I don't use. So I am living like a Stone Age man. You cannot get such a man today. You cannot get such human being today. So we are dependent on all these things, and which are indeed the major cause for environmental destruction today. Now let us see. Let us not focus on the global issues and other things. I'm just taking about two or three burning issues of the Western Ghats these days. Okay, these are practical problems. So there are two issues with that. So again, it is creating a dilemma. Okay. So Agumbe Ghat, most of you may be quite aware of this Ghat. It spans around 14 kilometers. Okay, it is situated in a very lush green forest, evergreen forest, and it is the major place where you can find highly endangered lion-tailed macaques, Singalikan, and also the king cobras. Okay, so this is a bottleneck for the connection between Malnad and the coastal part of our state. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಘಟ್ಟದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಅಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಉಡುಪಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ನಿಗೂ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಮಲೆನಾಡಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ನಿಗೂ ಇದೊಂದು ಬಾಟಲ್ ನೆಕ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ರೋಡ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಅಗಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಕರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವಲ್ನರೇಬಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ನೌ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಟು widen the road. First, initially they plan to widen the road. Instead of 2 lane, let us do 4-way lines. Agla madana. Same thing with Kerakatte, same thing with Shiradi, same thing with Charmadi, everywhere. All ghats is a problem. So yavaga they wanted to widen the road, there was a problem. What problem anta andre, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಡನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಅವಕಾಶನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ವೈಡನ್ ಮಾಡಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಕೊಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ವೈಡನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮರ ಕಡಿಲೆ, ಹೌ ಟು ಕಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಅದರ್ ವೇ. ಮರ ಕಡಿಲೇಬೇಕು, ಮರ ಕಡಿದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಎರಡು ತರ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಬಂತು. ಒಂದು, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರವಾಸ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಮಲೆನಾಡಿಂದ ಕರಾವಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರವಾಸ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ ಇದೆಯೋ, ದೇರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ನೆಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಮ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುಂಬೆ ಘಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಫಾರ್ ದಮ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, if there is a serious health issue in Malnad, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೀವ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಹತ್ರದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ ಘಾಟಿ ಇಳಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲೈಂಬ್ ಡೌನ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಬಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಎಲಿವೇಶನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಂಗೆ, ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಆದಂಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಉಸಿರಾಟ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 14 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೈವೇ ಮೇಲೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸಾಕು ಆಂಬ್ಯುಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ, ಮುಕ್ಕಾಲು ಗಂಟೆ, 1 ಅವರ್ ವರೆಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ 3-4 ಅವರ್ಸ್ ವರೆಗೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕೇಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಫಾರ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್. ಒಂದು ಬೈಕ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬೈಕ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗುದ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಜಗಳ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ 1 ಅವರ್ 2 ಅವರ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಸ್ತೆ ವೈಡನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು ರೀಚ್ ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ಮಣಿಪಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನರ ಪ್ರಾಣವನ್ನ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರು ನಿಲುವು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮಲೆನಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಸೂಪರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಟು ಮಣಿಪಾಲ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, the conservationist speaks about uh, the cost of it. Cost ಅಂದ್ರೆ ecological cost of it. So what is ecological cost? ಈಗ ನಾನು ಏನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ವೆರಿ ವಲ್ನರೇಬಲ್, ವೆರಿ ಎಂಡೇಂಜರ್ಡ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ king cobra, lion-tailed macaques. You cannot see these animals anywhere else in the world. So they are living here and they have to live here and they cannot live anywhere else. So if you widen the roads, if you deteriorate these trees, if you cut these trees and make this place for, very havoc for these animals, then there is a possibility of these animals getting endangered. I mean, at the end, extinction also. So this is the ecological problem. Second thing ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, the widening of the roads and other things requires around 3,000 crores, 3,000 ಕೋಟಿವರೆಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸುರಂಗ ಹೊಡಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಮೇಲ್ರೊಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ ಸೋಮೇಶ್ವರದವರೆಗೆ ಅಂತ, ಅಬೌಟ್ 20-25 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಟನಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ, ವಿಚ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 3,000 crore rupees. ಸೊ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ 3,000 crore rupees ಇನ್ ಮಲ್ನಾಡ್ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಸೂಪರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್. ಮಲೆನಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಈ 3,000 ಕೋಟಿ ಬಳಸಿ ಒಂದು ಸೂಪರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ತನ್ನಿ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಆಗುಂಬೆ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಲೆನಾಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ದೇರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ solution for this right now. The government ends need the tunnels and conservationists need no tunnel. So that is the first problem. Second is this, the new railway tracks being installed. So this is again a very recent issue. In the month of May, they announced that they are going to introduce a new railway track from Shivamogga to Mangalore. Okay, which is again around uh, costing around 3,300 crore rupees. ಅಷ್ಟು 3,300 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಫಾರ್ 332 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಉದ್ದದ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ದೇಸ್ ಎ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮಲ್ನಾಡ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಆನ್ ಅದರ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕಾರು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅರೇಕ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ 332 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಉದ್ದ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಘಾಟ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ wet evergreen forest. So now the deterioration or the cutting of trees or whatever, the impact on nature that happens during the implementation of this project is, unaccountable. So ನೀವು 3,300 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಮರಕ್ಕೂ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So that's the problem. But look, this is the aerial view of Agumbe Ghat. You can see, and this is Charmadi. Okay. Now there is a third group of people who are like us, Adasra people. Okay. Uh, we never try to cut through a line between conservationists and non-conservationists. ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಬದುಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಪರಿಸರ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೂ ಹಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ರೈತನಿಗೂ ಹಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ. ಅವ್ನ್ ಮರ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವನ್ಗೆ ಬದುಕಕ್ ಹಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್, ರಸ್ತೆ ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಪರಿಸರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, in the true sense there is problem, but as I have already told you that we cannot survive without roads. So road ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ರೋಡ್ ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ. ಬಟ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಜಸ್ತ್ರ ಟುಡೇ? ಓಕೆ. ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಮರ ಕಡ್ದು ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 1 or 2 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಮರದ ನೆನ್ಪು ಹೊರಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೇಚರ್ ಹೀಲ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್. ಸೊ elsewhere the tree grows, so that is not creating problems. The actual problem is the management of these roads and the way how they are being constructed. Okay, this is a photograph of Shiradi Ghat now. Look at this. The road is passing very close to the steeps. ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅಗದ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಪ್ರಪಾತ ಇದೆ. 100-150 ಅಡಿ 200 ಅಡಿ ಪ್ರಪಾತ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಯಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾಲ್ ಜಾರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾರ್ ಗೀರ್ ಹೋಗೋತ್ತಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ದಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಮೇಲ್ ತರುವ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟಷ್ಟು ಆಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ವೆಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಜರಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ದೇ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್, ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್, ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನಿಯರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅಂತ ದೇ ನೋ ಇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ರೋಡ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಈ ರೋಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಏನು ಸ್ಟೀಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಡಿದಾದ ಏನು ಜಾಗಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಜರಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ. ಜರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೆಚರಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಶಿರೂರ್. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ wall constructed to protect the landslide, or they are not even trying to protect the roads from their landslide. So ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ರೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡುದು. 4 lane highway ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ರೋಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೈನ್ಫಾಲ್, ಮೇಗೆ ಕಾಮಗಾರಿ ಮುಗ್ದಿದೆ, ಜೂನ್-ಜುಲೈಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಬಂತು, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಾಶ್ಡ್ ಅವೇ, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಅಡಿಗಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರ ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಆ ಮಣ್ಣು ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ದೇ ಆಲ್ 4 members of the family gone. And then a lorry which was passing by, ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಲಾರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ಡ ನಿಂತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದ್ರ ನಂತರ ಸಮೀರ್ ಲಾರಿ ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇದ್ರ ನಂತರ ಇದ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲಾರಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಕೊಚ್ಚಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು, ವಾಶ್ಡ್ ಅವೇ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಟುಕ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 2 to 3 months to get back that lorry. ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ನದಿ ಹರಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ, ಸೊ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. With these technologies, ultra modern technologies we are having today, it took us 3 months to find out the submerged lorry, as well as the driver of the lorry. So this is have created not by widening of the road, it is created by mismanagement. Anybody, a small kid who is passing by can say that this is going to slide in the rainy season. Please do something about that. And governments are not doing that. They are not doing anything about it. So that's creating the havoc. See, this is the aftermath. So this is the first photograph is of the beginning of the landslide, and look at this. Everything is washed away now. Only the river is flowing over there right now. So this kind of problems. This is another photograph of Shirur, sorry, not Shirur, Shiradi Ghat, where again there was a landslide. So, no, this is happening everywhere in Malnad, everywhere in Western Ghats, in Kerala, Modigere. In 2020, it happened in Kerala. The same year, it happened in Kodagu, and the next year happened in Modigere. Acres and acres of land was washed away by these landslides. Okay, families lost their house, lost their agriculture fields, lost their acres, lost the place where they were living. So when they came back after a month or so, they don't even know where their home was, where their houses were, where their farmlands were. So that kind of devastation happened. So this is not because of widening of road or kind of thing. Okay, this is because of mismanagement. Fine. And let us point out on the second issue. Okay, the increased elephant attacks these days. Fine. Kerakate is a place very near to Sringeri Taluk, which is a part of Kudremukh National Park. Okay, recently we experienced the elephant attacks there. Two people died. Okay, so the fact that this is the first attack in this area and we never heard, and there is no documentation of elephants attacking human beings in this place. So why elephants are entering right now? So look at this. This is the data of elephant attacks on human beings, and every year on an average there are 500, 600 deaths happening all over the country, and with so much of impact in West Bengal, Karnataka, and Kerala. Okay, due to elephant attacks. Now, we cannot afford this because a single life lost every year through elephant attack is creating havoc again. So people are scared of entering into their farmlands or their estates or whatever. Recently, wife of an IPS officer from Delhi. Okay, he is actually from Kodagu, and she was visiting her farmland. And the morning elephant attack happened, and elephant killed her. Okay, now okay, elephants are killing. Farmers are protesting everywhere. Elephants are entering into our land. So there again there is a separate discussion. First, where farmers tell that they are entering to our farmlands, and the conservationists say that they are entering to their lands. Elephants are coming to you. The elephants are not coming to your land, but they are coming to their actual lands because the place where they are there is a farmland today was a forest once upon a time. So elephants freely roamed there, so they are entering into your farmland. Is the conservationist point of view. From the farmer point of view, see, we are an increasing population, so we need to grow. We need to grow for survival. So, 1 acre, 2 acre, or 5 acre, or even 1,000 acres of land, which is encroached for the farmland or for agriculture, is because there is increased demand, both for agriculture products as well as for livelihood. So they need to. There is no other way. You cannot do agriculture in Majestic bus stand or bus stand anywhere in the area. You have to go to forest and you have to encroach. You have to remove. You have to cut the trees and then do the agriculture there. So that is only possibility. So if tomorrow elephant comes, you cannot blame a farmer for that because he's trying to earn his livelihood. Okay. Uh, in that sense, what they do, the conflict arise, they shoot the elephant, whatever, and the government has come with a novel idea of managing such elephant. Instead of doing anything, catch them, you dart it, you catch them and bring it to places like Dubare, Sakrabel, or whatever. Okay, and try to mismanage them. And what happens when you keep them in captivity? See, animals are animals. You there are so many discussions about how Arjuna carrying that hauda, I mean the ambari, how docile he is, how innocent he is, how reactive he is to his kawadis or his mahuts or whatever. Okay, but we don't know when these animals react. See, if you are having a dog at your home, you don't know when your dog is going to bite you, right? The same way, if dog bite happens, then you can go to a physician and take some boosters of rabies, anti-rabies vaccine, and then you can survive. But if elephant enrages, then there is no possibility of survival. This is a very disturbing photograph of a lady who lost her life while she was enjoying in Dubai camp very recently, right? So when you bring the elephants to captivity, this is the problem. You have to tame them. ಅದನ್ನ ಪಳಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಪಳಗಿಸೋ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರೂಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಗಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ and so much of pain to the elephant as well. Elephant is an animal which can sense the pain, not the physical pain, the psychological pain as well. So, uh, you know, ಈ ತರ ನಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಗಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಪೇನ್ಫುಲ್. ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂಕುಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಸಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಮಿ. ಓಕೆ, same way, there is another problem. If you talk to the government say how to solve the problem right now. We don't have the forest. Once the elephant starts entering into farmlands, they do. They cannot. You cannot stop them from entering into your land. You cannot even stop a dog entering into your land. How can you stop an elephant? So you can just watch and your ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಮತ್ತೇನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಹಿಡಿದು ಒಳಗಿಟ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್? ಸಿ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 250 ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಸ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 4 or 5 ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಲೈಕ್ ಸಕ್ರೆಬೈಲು, ದುಬಾರೆ, ಬನ್ನೇರುಘಟ್ಟ, ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಓವರ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್. 10 ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 25 ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. At the same time, how to manage them? What is the cost? Economic loss. See, ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹಣ ಒದಗಿಸಬೇಕು. Caring for an elephant, rearing an elephant for 1 month. The cost of rearing one elephant for 1 month cost is around 25 lakhs ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕಾವಾಡಿ ಸಂಬಳ, ಆನೆ ಸಂಬಳದಿಂದ, ಆನೆ ಮಾವುತನ ಸಂಬಳದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕೋ ಊಟ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತರಬೇಕಾದ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು, ಅದನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಔಷಧಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದರ್ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 20 to 25 lakhs per elephant per month ಬೇಕು. ನಾಟ್ talking about an year cost, month cost. Imagine 250 elephants and the number is increasing every day because here and there are ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಚನ್ನಪಟ್ಟಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆನೆ ಹಿಡಿದ್ರು, ಆನಂತರ ಸಕಲೇಶ್ಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೆರಡು ಆನೆ ಹಿಡಿದ್ರು. So once you remove 2 elephants, then another 2 elephants come, so they catch them, they bring it here. So cost increases every day by day. So there is no solution for it. At the same time, we are thumping our chest by saying that the natural population of elephant is also increasing in our state. See, the forest area is decreasing, ಬಟ್ ಇದು 2017 ಇಸ್ವಿದು ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ 24ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದ ನಂಬರ್ ರೋಸ್ ಟು 6500 ಆರ್ ಸೊ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿರೋದು ಆನೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಆನೆಗಳು ಕಾಡಲ್ಲಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ನಮ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಶನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಇನ್ಸಿಟು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಡಲ್ಲೇ ಅವುಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್. ನಮ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ನಂತರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಯು ಓನ್ಲಿ 2 ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್, ರೋಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಎರಡೂ ಡಿಲೆಮಾ ಇದೆ. ಒನ್ ವೇ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸೇ that you have to conserve, but on the other hand, the local farmers are people who are every day suffering with the problems of these. They don't say conserve elephant. So for an example, if you go to a farmer's son who has lost his life due to elephant attack, and if you want to teach him how to conserve elephant, then he will just slap you away, right? I have lost my father, I have lost my fellow people here just because of the elephant attack, and you are telling that it's not the problem, you have to conserve the elephant ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ You cannot do that. You cannot teach a farmer to conserve animals. So now, are we capable of doing something then? Here and there are some examples. Like for an example, all over the world there are so many examples. I am citing only few examples from our own land. Salu Maratimaka. NH94 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಲಿಕಲ್ ಈ ಹೈವೇ ಪಕ್ಕ ಸುಮಾರು 400 ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ 400 400 ಆರ್ಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಲದ ನರ ನೆಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿ ನಾವು ದಿಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮರ ಕಡಿಯೋದು, ರೋಡ್ ಐಡನಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಕೆಲವು, ಫಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಚಿಪ್ಕೋ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅಪ್ಪಿಕೋ ಚಳವಳಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಇಂಥವು ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮರ ಅಪ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನ ಕಡಿದೇ ಇರುವಂತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟಿಂಬರ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿದೇ ಇರುವಂತೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. Some examples of the efforts to conserve nature, I mean, the conserve has happened, but this is not going to, end anywhere, because see, this is a graph which shows the tiger population in India. See, 2006 we were having hardly 1,500 tigers. Now the number has doubled. Within 10-15 years, the number has come to 3,000, and now the number is somewhere around 3,500. So the number of tiger is increasing, number of elephant is increasing. The same problem, but the forest cover is decreasing. Officially decrease ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕವರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅನ್ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಯಾರು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ರೋಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ, ಇದು ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಡಿಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ 1 or 2 acres of land is encroached near the national park, ಕುದುರೆಮುಖ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 600 ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕುದುರೆಮುಖ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಫ್ರಮ್ 10-15 years ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ 600 ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಇದೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಎನ್ಕ್ರೋಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಕಂದಾಯ ದಾಖಲೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ರೆವಿನ್ಯೂ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲಿ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್. Okay, but unofficially it is decreasing. That's why the conflict has increased so much. Fine. No, same way the population of other animals has also increased, because there is no poaching these days. I mean, at least the number, the attempt to poach has reduced so much uh, that there is almost negligible amount of poaching these days. So naturally the number of these animals is increasing. Henceforth, the conflict has also increased. Now, at the end, I would bear some light on this as well. See, this is the map of Karnataka, and all the green part is the Western Ghat part of it. Okay. So, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, all over the world this is there, but I am focusing only on this part, and especially on Malnad. Again, there is a problem. The problem of farmer and the wildlife. ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, so much of discussion about conservation, that thing, this thing. Okay, the moment you visit these farmers, always they say, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ, ಒಂದಿನ ಮಲೆನಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್. ಸಿ, these are some of the photographs of the fields that are being invaded by the wildlife. ಇದು ಭತ್ತದ ಗದ್ದೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಪಾಪ ರೈತ ಬೇರೆ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾನಲ್ಲಿ. ಫೈನ್. ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ವರ್ಷ ಇಡೀ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಅವನು ಭತ್ತ ಬೆಳೆದಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಒಂದು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಆನೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡು. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಶನ್? ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಆನೆಗಳು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಡ್ಕೋಣಗಳು ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ? ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್? ನೀವ್ ಹಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಡೆದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಲೈವ್ಲಿಹುಡ್. ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಡಸ್ ದಿಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ನಾವು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಂಬಳ ತಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ 150 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚಿಗೆ ಏಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯುನೋ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಯರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಬಳ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋ ಸಂಬಳಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ವಿ ಮೇ ಗೆಟ್ 10 ಕ್ವಿಂಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡಿ, 15 ಕ್ವಿಂಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಡಿ. ಮಗಳು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಮಗನಿಗೆ ಶಾಲೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಏನೋ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಶನ್ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ದಿಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ಸೊ ದ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಈಗ, ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ರೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ conservationists say, no, 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 you have to conserve tiger, elephant, or whatever. And the farmer says, no, you cannot conserve them because, already they are destroying our livelihood. And how can we expect these animals to be conserved? So it is very, bit of a dilemma to teach conservation to these people. Okay. So at the end, what is the only possibility? The possibility is coexistence. Okay. ಸಹಬಾಳ್ವೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಿ, ದ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನ್ಯೂ. ನೀವು 500 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕತೆ ಓದಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜನ್ ಕತೆ ಇದ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ, ರಾಜ ಬೆಳೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹಾನಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬಂದ, ಕಾಡು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬೇಟೆಯಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕಾಮನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನ್ಯೂ. It is not a novel kind of a thing. Okay. The only possibility is coexistence. That way we have to think. See, you cannot remove farmers, you cannot remove conservationists, you cannot remove elephants, you cannot remove car or whatever, any animal. It has its own right to live on this planet. It is, it may not be a constitutional right. ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ ಶಾಸನಬದ್ಧವಾದ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅಂತ ನಾವೀಗೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಡೂ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. ಬಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನೇಚರ್, including human beings. So, you cannot simply drag a line between the two, saying that you are not supposed to survive and you are supposed to survive, etc., is a impossible thing. So, what is the only possibility is the coexistence and sustainable development. So, these are the two things that we can think of on these days, because we cannot survive without development. At the same time, we cannot even survive without nature. So both of them are necessary. So at the end, I ask the same question: is protection needed or deterioration, exploitation new? Do we really need to care about it, or are we capable of doing that? So I hope you got the answer, or if not the answers, I feel like you can turn your mind. You can go back today and sit for some time, cherishing these issues and try to find out a solution which is feasible both the ways. Okay, but I am damn sure that the last question, are we capable of conserving? We are not capable of conserving, according to me, because we are nobody. Nature knows where and when to stop, and if it wants human beings to be eradicated from us, and it happens the next moment. So nobody is superior to nature. With these words, I would like to end my lecture. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity as well.
Thank you, sir. It was truly a wonderful session. Thank you so much, sir. So, audience, do you have any questions? You can put those questions in the chat box, or else you can raise your hand. We will unmute you to ask the questions. Any questions from the audience side? Sir, actually, I have a question.
Please, please.
What career opportunities are available in environmental science and conservation, sir?
Career opportunities.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are ample opportunities these days. Okay. So for graduates in environment education or postgraduates in environment education or the PhDs or doctorate holders, or there is an environment engineering as well these days. So uh, for all these graduates, there are openings in multinational companies as well as an environment officer. There is a requirement for something called environment impact assessment for every industry or every company these days. So they need to hire one or two environment officers to check whether the products they are doing, or the you know kind of work they are doing, I mean the companies are doing, if they are causing any harm to nature, or any kind of effluents that they are leaving out, gaseous effluents or water effluents, etc. To monitor those things, there is a need of environment officers. And also in the government sector, there is opportunities in forest department as conservationists, or as the officers of the forest, like range forest officer, whatever. And in the government of Karnataka as well as in India, there is a separate ministry called Ministry of Environment, where they have the environment officers at the state level, district level, taluk level, etc., where their role is to ensure that mm, the industries or the companies that are running in their jurisdiction is not causing any harm to environment and kind of. And of course, always there is requirement of environment education is in all schools and colleges. And these days, there is a compulsory paper on environment education in postgraduate, undergraduate, as well as in PU level as well. So, and you can always go for research in environment. So there are n number of opportunities for people who study this environment science as a part of engineering, or graduate or undergraduate study or whatever.
Okay. Nice. Thank you, sir. And one more question I have.
Mm.
So, if the things goes on like this, what
Mm.
are the possible what challenges our future generation may face?
Challenge. The first thing is, the first challenge is, let us stick to elephant right now. The Sringeri was a place where we never experienced the elephant attacks. You know, and these days it has become quite common. Recently, we lost two people, two farmers from this place. So within next 10 or 15 years, I believe that the elephants, the wild elephants entering into Bangalore as well. So this is not a hypothetical thing. It is a reality. It is going to happen because the forests are dwindling. So the only thing which is increasing right now is the urban side. So already the leopards are entering into cities. You can observe leopards in Bangalore, in Majestic, in as well as in one more city, Banashankari. I think recently there were leopards. Okay, so Mysore is experiencing these animals every now and then, and such big cities are experiencing the entry of wild animals. So this is the future. So just like the street dogs we are having these days, the pigs we are having these days, the 10, 15 years, we may find elephants, tigers, leopards, all these roaming all over the cities where they don't have any place otherwise. So they have to enter into that. And at the same time, there is no solution for this as well because you cannot kill these animals. They are protected under strictly protected under law today. So I don't think that we have uh, uh, future where animals living in forests and human beings living in urban cities or whatever the kind of thing. So that is the hypothesis, hypothetical thing. I think we have to live in along with them in the future.
Yes, sir. Nice. Sir, how can students contribute to environmental conservation in their daily life or once in a while?
So again, this is a very problematic issue because the moment we say you have to conserve, we are excluding ourselves from conservation. That
Yes,
is
sir.
the problem. So I have stopped teaching environment science since 5 or 6 years because every day I drive by my car to college, and if I say, students, you have to travel by bus or you have to use sustainable ways of traveling,
Yes.
then that is the irony I can think of. So uh, see, you cannot survive without development. You cannot survive without all these issues. But only thing is the future generation can contribute in one possible way. The first thing is there is something called consumerism these days. So it's not new again. Okay, if you try to halt consumerism, purchasing everything and anything, and especially those products which are use and throw kind of products. So if we stop buying these kind of products, there are other sustainable alternatives for that as well. So, for an example, use of pen, the plastic pens that we use today, they are use and throw kind of thing, right? So, there are other alternatives for 10 rupees at the same cost. We have the pens designed using bamboo sticks and other things. So, we can use that kind of thing by which we can nearly contribute to the protection of environment. I don't say this is a big contribution, but such small kind of contributions could ultimately help to ensure the sustainable development of the future.
Okay, sir. Do anyone else have questions? You can rise, or else we will conclude the program through out of thanks. No more questions?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
See, my name is Prahlad. Hello.
Please, sir, tell me.
Yeah, I was listening to you this one that as you mentioned the coexistence, do you think that it is a new concept?
Coexistence is not a new concept because we are living along with other animals since time immemorial. But only thing is the thought of this coexistence is probably new, I believe, because nobody propagates this kind of thoughts these days. I have already told you there are two categories of people who are wanting conservation, the other way who are wanting development. So they don't think of surviving together. So the theme may be new, but the kind of existence is happening since time immemorial.
One, what I feel is one is expansion of the human habitats, shrinking of the forest,
Mm,
and
yeah.
non-availability of the food in the forest. Do,
Yes.
do you think that it is very relevant to the?
Absolutely. That is relevant, but you know, I'm conservationist, but I stand in the foots of shoes of those people like farmers and other things, who are trying hard to survive in these areas where there is continuous conflict. So I cannot go to a Dalit, for an example, who is residing in the Kudremukh National Park since time immemorial, like thousands of years he is living there, and I cannot convince him not to encroach the forest because it is his livelihood. Every day his expenses are increasing, his family is increasing, so he has to encroach the forest for his survival. You cannot take him to Bangalore or some other places and make him a livelihood. That is not possible for him. So encroachment is a thing you cannot avoid. So that is increasing, no doubt about that. That's why the conflict is also increasing. But it is harsh to tell them that to stop converting these forests into agriculture land. That is not possible. I think that is the major reason why these kind of issues are increasing these days.
Okay.
Thank you, Prahalad sir, and thank you, Krishnamurthy sir. Do anyone have questions? Shall we conclude, sir?
Yes, of course. If there are no questions, you can.
As we come to the end of today's wonderful session, it's my pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of Cre'active Gauri Bidnur, I extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Professor Keshavamurthy MV, for sharing his valuable knowledge and insights on the topic development and environment, conflict or coexistence. Your talk has helped us understand the importance of balancing environment with conservation. Thank you, sir, for your time and inspiring words. My heartfelt thanks goes to all the participants, students, teachers, and viewers who joined us through Zoom and YouTube and made this session interactive and meaningful. I express my gratitude to all the members of Cre'active Gauri Bidnur for their efforts in organizing this program successful. Finally, thank you to thank you to everyone who contributed directly or indirectly to make this 202nd Creative Weekend Talk a success. Let us continue to learn, think, and act for the better and sustainable future. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for the creative team as well.
Welcome, sir.
Shall I leave?
Yes, sir. We will end the meeting.
Okay, okay. Thank you.